Greetings and welcome to Tarot Time. Welcome to the Medium channel. For the live people, apologize. I'm getting on a couple minutes late. Unavoidable. And if you're watching this as a video, we're going to start with the tarot and the discussion in just a few moments. So I generally give the live people a minute or two to get on. But this is Tarot Time. We have our meditation card for the week, a 3-card spread, and other divination tools. And this is kind of a bit of a community hangout also. So if you have something that you want to share, or if you're new and you want to say hi and let us know where in the big wide world you are watching from and join us that way, please feel free. So I'm going to put the old specs on, just say a few quick hellos, although my glasses aren't helping much. Hi, Millie. I hear Come Dancing by the Kinks. Oh, Come Dancing. Yes, I love dancing. So we're all going to dance together. Hey, Lisa. Okay, we have a lot of people on. Hi, Lakeside Lord. Better late than never. Yes, yes, yes. Wearing my favorite shirt. Yeah. I haven't. Oh, let me. I might as well fix it up and make it look good too, right? You can see my Aqua Aura pendant. Also, let me turn my phone off. Reason being is that the internet's been a little bit sketchy up here in the Catskills. What else is new? And if I happen to cut out, hang in there, because it usually takes about 5 minutes for me to reboot the internet. Now that's not going to happen, but if it does, don't go anywhere. All right. So who's here? Suzette, Roseanne. Well, hey Carla. Hi Laura. Welcome. Favorite shirt, yes. Hi, Mr. Floyd. Welcome, Millie and Anna and Suzette. Hi, MDR. Welcome. Hi, Children's School of Yoga. Hi, welcome, Doreen, and hi, Michael and Anna and Lisa and Yvonne and oh my goodness, you guys have been busy in my absence, haven't you? All right. If if I miss anyone, I apologize. So let's get going here. Little water. So today we start Pisces season. Later in the day, the sun moves into Pisces. Although there's so much activity still happening in Aquarius, it's going to be kind of a gradual kind of a shifting into that energy. But Pisces brings us more focus into the subconscious. And it gives us a really wonderful opportunity to do some energetic cleansing and clearing, especially with these powerful sequences of 20-degree new moons and 5-degree full moons. We have another 5-degree full moon this time in Virgo coming up on Friday or Saturday. I think it's Saturday, but I forgot which date. Who did you subscribe to? What? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Going to meet Mr. Who, going to meet Huda at 12. Oh, okay. So you subscribe to Huda. Great channel. It's very, very, very mystical energy happening at Huda channel. As well as Mr. Floyd's channeling channel as well. And send my loves. Although Huda and I converse pretty regularly here on YouTube. All right. Subconscious. I think I've had enough there. Well, maybe not. This is the one. Hi horses. This is the one that I meant to do. And Millie, I assume you're talking about Huda's channel. Okay. So fun. All right. I'm missing a lot of your comments. Yeah. Thank you. Hi, Roseanne. By the beach. Yeah. Cold water. Yeah. All right. Myrtle Beach, but nice that you're in Myrtle Beach. Good job there. I'm in near Phoenicia, near Woodstock. It's about 20 out, but the sun's shining, and all is good. So it's a something Millie. Oh, Millie has a channel. Yeah, of course. I didn't know that. Well, let us know the name of your channel, unless it is Millie de la Prida. All right. Back to what's going on this week. Well, Pisces season started. We have another powerful full moon ahead. There's been a lot on the news, and I'm drawing a blank right now. I mean, not that mainstream news is the be all and the end all, but you can still extract some truth even from the mainstream news if you know how to look at it and if you understand what the overall agenda is. And of course, it's always going to be control, centralization of power, and all that kind of good stuff. Profit, profit over the well-being of the people, all that kind of good stuff. Yes. Look to check out your. Oh, okay. So we're still talking about Chile. Oh, you have a channel also, Laura? Oh, well, we'll have to check you out as well then. And Michael has a birthday. Happy birthday, Michael! Wow, I'm glad I'm paying attention to this. All right, all right. What's going on? Oh yeah, God, I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. But the Russian opposition leader died in prison, which is or in custody, we'll say, somewhere north of the Arctic Circle. That sounds like Gulag to me, but whatever the case, he apparently passed on. There's been other nuggets this week, and I can't really think of it off the top of my head. But just you have suffice to say that things are moving along. It's this Aquarian energy. There's a lot that's surfacing, a lot of corruption that's been boiling beneath the surface, and we've seen trickles of things coming out that's tending to increase. So we're going to see a lot. I mean, ex-president Donald Trump was indicted or accused or well, I forgot the figure based on one of the many charges against him. Whether you believe it's true or not, it's still things that are going on that are affecting politics and affecting the world or whatever. What was the name? Tucker Carlson had what apparently was a very vanilla interview with Putin. All kinds of stuff. We talked about the whole thing about both escalation of wars or flexing muscles of nations, new nations getting involved, as well as diplomacy and those efforts for February. And we're kind of seeing that kind of a blend. California is bracing for more rain and more flooding and stuff like that. So prayers to them and everywhere in the world that's undergoing that. What was it? Chile had a really bad fire event, or Argentina. So there's a lot of changes going on in the world. So that's going on. I just got this morning, in fact, one of the reasons that I'm late is I was starting to do some light language and channeling before it's going to come on. And one thing that they were saying, people that are very concerned about the economy and the housing market or whatever, we're seeing actually the prices starting to go down, for the buyers, that the sellers are going to be increasing. A lot of people, because of the inflation, because of the economy, and Michael and anybody else that's more savvy on the economy is welcome to chime in. But because of inflation that's still very much alive and well, no matter what's being said out there, we still see it. People that are older homeowners are looking to downsize, and this is my feeling anyway, that this is going to boost the boost the sales of houses and start to drive prices down a little bit. I know a lot of my personal clients want to buy but are very concerned about the very high prices. So that could be a change that we may start to see around the spring. Weather-wise, a change from El Nino, which we've been in, which is why it's been so freaking mild here in the Northeast. And we missed the snow here in Phoenicia. I understand you have 2 snowstorms in a row. We got an inch out of each one up here, but it was worse down south. But this is all part of the El Nino model, that there's less snow and warmer temperatures in my neck of the woods. Now that's shifting into a La Nina, which is not the best news for the hurricane season. So again, no fear, no doom and gloom. Awareness, yes. Preparation, yes. fear, doom, and gloom? No, because we're all part of spirit. This is all part of a process of evolution and awakening that we're in. And the earth is also evolving. The earth is also conscious. And we've been putting, human activity has been putting the earth out of balance, regardless of whatever your beliefs are on global warming and human activity involvement. There's good arguments for and against, but whatever the case may be, we are affecting the balance of planet Earth. So planet Earth is counterbalancing that, because that's what the Earth does. She maintains that delicate balance. And it's not that she can't handle it. The Earth is a lot greater than humans. I mean, we may see the rise in the carbon dioxide levels and methane levels in the atmosphere that may spike the trend of global warming based on human activity. But 1,000 years from now, that's not going to matter at all. The Earth's still going to be here. The Earth's going to counterbalance. We as humans just need to adapt, and it's unfortunate for species and other like animals and things that are going on, but that's all part of the Earth process. There's Earth warms, the Earth cools, the climate changes. We're just exacerbating it, and making it, I don't want to say worse, but making it into something a little bit different than just nature would have it. But then again, you could argue that our evolution and our use of things like fossil fuels and technology and all that kind of stuff are all part of the evolution, and therefore part of the grand plan. So point being, it's all going to work out. Be aware of what's going on, but not to freak out. So let me dive into a little tarot and there. Okay. So since I was talking about, hi. That's not the one that I meant to flash on. Egypt has officially ditched the U.S. fiat dollar for good for them. Energies are very intense right now. Yes, they are. I'm already saying Chile's fires were man-made. It's very possible. Here on the channel, we are aware of the possibility of conspiracies, and we talk about things that are proven, but not things that are theoretical. Well, other than in theory, we can talk about it, right? But not stating it as fact. But that said, evidence certainly points to that. When you look at what happened in Maui and what happened in Canada, and again, no proof that I'm aware, but significant circumstantial evidence that points to at least the possibility that there's an agenda and some of these fires are being set for some reason. Now, remember, it's not that complicated, and I think some of the conspiracy theories that are out there have been basically planted. Like, in other words, there's some that are going to really, that the right-wing people are going to really gravitate towards it, other that the left-wing people are going to gravitate towards, or whatever. I feel like a lot of them are planted to distract us from what's really going on, what the true agenda is, and what the true end game is. It's not that hard. Follow the money. Remember the movie Thrive? I think that came out a little after 2000, and others before and after that. Follow the money, follow the corrupt flow of power, and you will have an understanding of what's going on. For example, there's two wars that are getting a lot of headlines. There's about 20 others that are going on in the world. Both of these conflicts, whether Ukraine and Russia or the Middle East or whatever, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin have been contracted with the anticipation of a long war. And I know I brought this up on Tarot Time before, but at the onset of it, how do they know it's going to be a long war? Why are they planning for a long war? So these are questions that may give you clues as to what the purposes of things and what the end game is. So the idea here is we want to all think for ourselves. We want to be able to present the evidence. I don't know all the evidence, but what I do know, I'll present, and what my opinions on that may be. But we want to be intelligent. We don't want to be fear-based, because then we're not able to access our intuition as easily, and our minds become confused. when we're in fear, the heart becomes incoherent. So does the brain. So we practice heart brain coherence here, because that brings your heart and your brain back into coherence. And then you have more clarity to what the big picture is. So there is a big picture. There is an end game. Centralization of power seems to be the core of it. And basically, money, who controls the money has the power and can control what goes on the earth. So a lot of what's going on is costing the common person money. It's extracting money out of their pockets, and those that are in control, the very rich, the very elite, get richer. And this is not a conspiracy theory. This is happening. For example, the richest people in the world, and this is according to Russell Brand and who else, a couple of other people that I tune into sometimes, that state that the richest people in the world became 50% richer in the 2 years of the active pandemic, basically. And what does inflation do? Well, if you're super rich, it doesn't really affect you, but if you're not wealthy, it affects you a lot. So what does inflation do? It squeezes out the people that are less affluent, basically, and brings them under control of those that have the money to a higher degree. So this is my message today. Follow this stuff. Be aware of the trends that are going on and the reasons for it. And then be in your power, be in the eye of the storm. Awareness is power. And the more people that are aware, the more that we have a conscious revolution, and things start to get reformed, and those outdated and unfair power structures begin to crumble. So we can start to get back to power for the people, by the people. What this country that I still love, although there's parts of it I don't love. I'm in the States, in case you didn't guess that. And a lot of the Western world, and some of the Eastern world also, is predicated. Is that the right word? Is built upon, a better word. All right, back to tarot. Yes, and the wars are planned. They are following Albert Pike. Thank you for that. Yep, money. Thank you for that. All wars based on money, greed, and power. Yeah, unfortunately, people die. So maybe it may be based on that. So again, this is evidence that they don't really care about our well-being. There's something else. Those that orchestrate this stuff, and it's been known for a long time that money, war affects the economy, and there's an agenda. And of course, most war is fought on the cyber battlefield, not even on the battlefield. Yes, people are dying and bombs are dropping and all that, but a lot of this stuff is already decided on in cyberspace, and then it's played out in the physical, which is really kind of disturbing. But at the same time, we're not fear-based. It's okay to be a little bit disturbed by what's going on, but again, it's a shift in consciousness. We're going to be okay when the master teachers come through in my channel, and when I meditate, and when I listen to other channels. Very similar messages. This is just part of a grand plan. This is part of a revolution. It's part of a simulation or a program that we're in right now, or Maya, the illusion that we're in right now, that's geared towards helping us with our evolution as spirits, having human experiences. So in other words, we're going to be okay. Things may get a little bit uglier before things start to fall into place in the new earth a little bit more, but it's all part of our learning and growth. It's all part of a spiritual simulation that we're all in. So anyways, so let me see a couple of these. So Sonia's saying, when the world's detached from the material, the people will take the power from those that use money as power and control. Good point. Absolutely, yeah. And Albert Pike, what you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for others makes you immortal. Nice. Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes what you do for yourself is what you're doing for others also. So I could see a little bit of a gray area in that as well. But very nice quote nonetheless. So let's do our This is supposed to be tarot time, right? So let's do some tarot now that we're 20 minutes in. So we're talking about Freemasonry. I probably missed some of this, but MDR saying that it's a secret society that's a part of SRA. Since I've had that experience, I don't give credence to them. They write what they know. Yeah. In a way, that Rosicrucian, a lot of these orders, it's almost like there's a very spiritual side, but then also like a negative side too. And it also depends. And remember, back in, I guess it was the 90s, liking this police show called The Shield, where the main character, Vince, the main character was a really good cop. He was, finding the bad guys, busting them, breaking up the drug rings, or some of them. But then at the same time, he's taking bribes on the street also, and it just kind of shows that the lines between good and evil are not set in stone. Basically, there are gray areas there. And from my understanding, when I was involved with things like Wicca and ceremonialism and the craft in general, it was a good learning experience for me, if nothing else. And it's there's positive spirituality to be gleaned from those paths as well. We can broaden that, say, the Western esoteric systems. A lot of what's in Freemasonry has a very spiritual foundation, basically, but then also there could be an occult type of an energy connected to that. Am I describing that well? MDR will chime in if I'm not. But anyway, we become very much a discussion here on Sunday morning and do a little bit of tarot on the side. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. Freemason, Miller's talking about 33. There's 33 degrees in Freemasonry, I believe, and 33 is probably the master numbers. Because it's the master. 33 is like the expansion. Basically, it's the the 3. And I was gonna say, my Sunday mornings, my brain's usually a little bit scrambled, anyways. But you see 33 coming a lot, like for example, Jesus was allegedly crucified at age 33. So you see that a lot in different areas. Reverence. Thank you. That's a really great thing to say. Yeah. Okay. So meditation card. So this is the energy for us to work on this week in our meditation processes. And I have to clear my mind a second. I'm still not connecting. Okay. Thank you. Now I found my card. Interesting. This is the I can just hear now. I'm not meditating with this card. Are you kidding me? Knives in my back? No way. I'm out. But notice the light in the horizon. This is just the old self. We have 33 on the chat. Isn't that special? This is just the death of the old self. This is part of the initiation process, part of the awakening process that we're in. So as you step into this card, and the way that I recommend meditating with tarot cards, now this is the Morgan Greer deck. You can use your own Ten of Swords, or you can use mine, or whatever it is that you want to use. But you get very relaxed, like any other meditation, very present, and in your mind, you step into the card. You're just seeing one little image of a whole 360-degree view. So there's other things that are going on when you step in. But the first thing is, what does the energy feel like? And the intention would be to, what part of me needs to die now so that I can be reborn to a higher level of myself, a higher level of truth, a higher level of spirit. And I feel like they're saying, if you feel a little bit tentative, you can call on the archangels like Michael to surround you. I mean, nothing in tarot is negative. It's all just different stages of energy, frequency in life, basically. And sometimes in life, something needs to die to be reborn. So we're coming into Pisces season, starting just a few hours. Pisces is the 12th sign. It's not really the sign of death. That's more Scorpio than Pisces, but it is an ending completion, and it's about the subconscious, and it's about healing. So sometimes we can't heal until we let go of things that we're subconsciously holding on to from this or other lifetimes. And we all do it, unless you've evolved to a certain level that's beyond the level, frankly, that I've evolved to. And I often like to make the distinction that I'm a teacher, but I'm not a spiritual master. Not yet. Maybe in this lifetime I'll attain spiritual mastery, but I'm a teacher and I'm a student, and I'm working every day to grow and evolve and to develop myself and to be better than I was the day before. And that should be our goal, as spiritually evolving people, not to necessarily to create unrealistic expectations or goals, but just today I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. I'm going to be more open. I'm going to be kinder, more compassionate than I was yesterday. If I react to something, I'm going to observe myself reacting rather than feed into those reactions. And as a result, maybe understand what programming was just activated by the environment that caused me to have that reaction, because it is our programming that does that. Programming hijacks the emotions. They're survival based. So when we react to something in the environment and it's not positive, it's usually a kind of a misdirection of our survival instinct into some kind of a social situation or whatever it is. And then anything from fear to anger, even jealousy, it's a survival based emotion. And it's ingrained in the survival of our physical human self. So anyways, definitely growing pains, you're saying. And Carl's saying studying mindfulness is the key, or mindful is the key. Swords are my arcana. Mine too. I'm an air sign, so they're my arcana also. Swords are how you take them. I like them personally. Swords are not necessarily a bad or negative thing. They're air. They're the mind, the intellect, amongst other things. And they can represent strife in readings also. But, challenge is how we grow, basically. This is a kids movie. I forgot which one. That I took my son to when he was a child, and they came to the society where you had everything. Every convenience under the sun you had, and basically everybody was overweight. They were overindulgent. They were sick. They were unhappy, and basically and stagnant. And why was that? Because all challenge was eliminated from the society, and they really had nothing to live for, nothing to grow, and they were just existing in shells of overweight and sick bodies, basically. And I thought that was amazing for a kids movie. I wish I could remember which movie that was. I saw so many with him, and some were obviously better than others. All the ones I loved, all the ones with what was that, with the Minions, and I forgot the name of those movies. The ones with the Minions in them. All right, let's do a 3-card spread. So if you dare, and if you're on board, you meditate with the 10 of Swords. It's probably in this community, in this collective, it's our time to shed something of ourselves that's been getting in our way, like part of our old selves, part of our old programming. And this meditation with this card is going to really help you to do that. So it's a very positive thing. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, I like this comment. As I'm mixing this, I'm doing this. So your mom grew up on a dairy farm. No electricity, no water from the. Oh no water. No water would be a problem. Water from the well and an outhouse. She did not complain. That was her life. Why would you complain? To me, that would be an amazing life. I mean, I spent time out in the woods. One summer I spent 3 months out in the Sierras in California, just with a backpack, basically. Although it wasn't a pure wilderness experience. Once a week, I would get some basic supplies, but for the most part, I was living out. I was vegetarian, but we even did a little bit of hunting, as survival exercises and things like that. Venison was a little bit tough, but not bad. But the person I was with knew a lot about this kind of stuff and was very friendly towards the Native American philosophy. So the deer that we, what's the right word? Well, killed, because let's call a spade, right? The deer that we killed and we ate, we used every part of that deer that we could. We made jerky. We used the pelts, and I learned how to do that stuff and learned some survival skills that summer. And you know what? Integrating back into society is a mixed blessing. I mean, I enjoyed the conveniences, but being out in the woods like that, and actually I had 2 separate Sasquatch experiences, and I might say for another time, a very, very real, palpable, in your face experiences with Sasquatch, in the Sierra Nevadas of California. All right, so 3-card spread. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yes, please hit that like button if you're liking this, and let's share our experiences with more people on YouTube. No AI here, by the way. Nothing against technology, but no AI on Tarot Time or anything on the Medium channel. All from spirit and human, and the blending with human and source. So clearing my mind, asking my guides to step in to pick the right cards for us for this week. So this be like a forecast for us, as it's maybe personal for you, for us as a community, and what's going on in the world that's affecting us, basically. All right, I got my cards. We open up this technology for you guys to display the cards. Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right. First and foremost, it's maybe a message for me too, because I'm getting a lot of pushback. Just try to step back from negative people and negativity. I think a lot of you are getting challenges from sources that you didn't think you'd get challenged from. What I'm hearing is like there's a new wave of energy that's coming in. I mean, there's a lot of solar activity. The sun is in the process of, or is about to flip, like have its 11 years. So every 11 years, there's a polar shift in the sun, and the solar activity gets very, very strong, and every 11 years, and we're in the peak of that cycle now, and these are particles and waves that affect the earth, that affect the atmosphere, but affect us also. So think back on 2000, what was it, 14, 2015 or 13, 2013 into 2014. A lot of you might recall that there was a lot of spikes in energy then also. I spent a whole year where I barely slept. I mean, hopefully I am having a better fate now than that. I could barely eat, basically, and my whole body and energy was changing. It was a Kundalini awakening, but it really overlapped the peak of the sunspot cycles. So we're in that right now, basically, and there may be one, because I'm looking at this, I'm seeing disruption. There may even be a flare or a coronal mass ejection that's strong enough to disrupt some of the communication or satellites. That happens from time to time. And again, it's a good argument for being prepared, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and that whole philosophy to have some supplies, because the whole internet and our communication systems based on satellites that are very vulnerable. They're like sitting ducks out in space. Not to be fear-based or anything like that, but it wouldn't take much to knock out like the entire communications network of the planet. It happened, I forgot, I think it was 1851, when the whole telegraph system got knocked out by a solar flare. So that's less than 200 years ago. It's not that uncommon that we get something of that magnitude. Now we have satellites, we have much more sophisticated stuff, and that if that gets knocked out, it would take probably about 2 years to rebuild it, basically. And what would we be doing? We'd have to, learn maybe a little bit of how to farm and be and have outhouses and stuff like that, and go back into the land and back into more community living. I mean, if that's God's plan, it's God's plan. There's nothing to be worried about, but it's a good thing, to be ready. Now from what I'm sensing or hearing, I don't think we're going to experience things to that degree, but that said, you never know. So anyway, what else are we saying? A lot of competitiveness, um, a lot of you know, I know I say a lot, but but it's just like the energy's trying to get us out of our place of peace. So, if you hear things, whether it's from friends or family members or neighbors, um, or the news or whatever. Just the idea is to stay in your heart, to stay in your center. This two of swords, she's got the blindfold on, her heart's crossed by her arms, or him if it's a male, but this looks female to me, whatever the case. And the two of swords is often about peace, but in a way, because it's reversed, it's like the swords could be like your transmitter, your wand in a way, and it's kind of like she's sort of upside down and kind of it's almost like being grounded into the universe and taking that energy into the earth. So I think they're telling us also to be like energy transmitters and allow ourselves to open our crowns and open our upper transpersonal chakras to allow universal energy to come through us and into the earth. So I feel like we're being called upon to maybe do more for healing the earth. It's also President's Week, right? Abraham Lincoln, whose birthday was on the 12th, and then George Washington on the 22nd coming up. Abraham Lincoln is a known spiritualist. Spiritualism being the faith or religion behind things like mediumship and healing and things of that nature. Spiritualist services are beautiful, by the way. Some of them can be just very similar or very akin to going to like a Catholic or Lutheran church. Only there's energy healers and mediums giving messages. But other than that, it's a very similar format. The reason I'm mentioning that is I'm just going to do a little bit of a special for anybody that wants a mediumship reading between now and the end of February. That it'll be 10% off, and we'll you can contact us at info@atombetweentheworlds.com. I'll be advertising the special also on social media. So just if you're thinking about connecting to somebody or people that have crossed over, maybe just a few dollars off might be a little bit of incentive to go ahead and do it. So also we're also doing channeled healing session with the master teachers, and that's 20% off for February. So if you do the channeling with us, you get something out of it, and you like to do personally one-on-one with us, one-on-one with me, but one-on-many with the master teachers, that's 20% off. So anyways, there are still openings in February. It's been a slow month, so we're offering the discounts. So anyways, yeah, so sometimes, again, people may feel less secure. So you guys may have things going on in your life where you feel a little bit less secure. Things around work may not be going so well, or so, a few of you may have lost jobs or lose jobs or something like that. Whatever. Again, we gotta not be fearful about things like that. That's life, right? It's gonna be okay. Just stay in our heart, stay in our power, stay in our center, and understand we have the power to influence our reality and create our reality, or co-create our reality with spirit or with the collective, as the case may be. So when it comes to the law of attraction, I always remind people, be mindful of the fact that we're part of a collective that's also creating a collective reality. So we have to understand that when we're creating or we're manifesting things personally in our lives, we're still in that energy of the collective. And if you know that then it's going to make your work stronger. You're going to know what's going to be more possible, or more what's the right word, more possible than other things. And anyhow, oh, so you're also talking about more channels. Okay. Yeah, you're powerful. Yes, Carla, we are powerful when we're united. Yeah. So a lot of people having some work stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I know with Mr. Floyd, there was an issue there also. But yeah, again, a lot of competitiveness, a lot of battles that are going on, things like that. So things may get a little bit ugly in the news or stuff like that. This doesn't have so much of a wartime energy, although there's probably that. Has more like things like the economy, things with the governments, things with presidents and ex-presidents coming under fire, um, and unexpected expenses coming up for us, or as a collective. It's just been a little bit of a lull financially. Everything happens in waves, so there's crests and troughs. We may need to just spend a little bit more money for things that we need or stuff like that. But I think the other message of that is, don't buy too much into people that are negative. Just clear that. If some of us may be ending connections, it's been an ongoing theme for years now as we're awakening. Some of our connection and friendships are based on more of who we are rather than who we're becoming. And then those friendships and those connections tend to fall away unless they're evolving and they're on their path also. So I think part of the reminder is to align with those that are spiritually open and that are willing to grow and willing to be open and to learn, basically. And stuff like that. Yeah. So, right, Mr. Floyd. I'm sorry that you were let go on Saturday. All for a good reason. And Sonia, what's she saying? We're being, yes, we're being watched. Creator, a better reality. Yeah, on our Earth. Yeah, but our Earth. Yes, let me flash this one, because our bodies really do belong to the Earth. I mean, every cell in our body came from the Earth, and the Earth came from the cosmos. So when I was meditating years ago on the creek, when one of my guides came through and just said, while you've been sitting here, you've shed hundreds of skin cells. I'm like, yeah, so what? And then they went on saying, well, and those skin cells go into the rocks and into the water and into the earth and into the plants and into the roots. And they become trees, plants, and flowers. And then you eat them, and then they come back to you. And it was just kind of like giving a different perspective on the cycles of life that we're part of. And right now, we're still in the winter season, but we're in that season of stirrings. So it's kind of like the energy starting to stir again in the earth as the sun's getting stronger in the sky, and actually temperatures are getting warmer now. The peak of winters from around January 10th to February 10th. That's like the coldest part of the year. So we're coming out of that season now. Yes. So anyway, so talking about Epsom salts. Yeah, you guys having a great conversation, and I'm gonna move on because there's other things we want to do today. We have other divination cards. By the way, let me go to my Native American card just because the thought came on my mind at noon, and we'll still be on at noon. I have a 15-second short form video being released on a technique that I use to clear energies that I do daily. So anybody here that doesn't believe that I can say something in 15 seconds that's meaningful, well, I have proof that I can. It's coming out at noon on the short form video about how to clear negative energies, or technique that I use. That's very simple. All right, so here's the Native American deck. All right. Oh no, I've got to clear my mind. There's a little saying around here for the newbies: when you're thinking, you're not connecting. When you're connecting, you're not thinking. So when I stop thinking, then I expand more into spirit, and then I'm connecting. So in other words, conscious thought absolutely has its place, but we want to practice presence and develop that because that has an even greater place. What do we get here? Maiden of vessels. Maidens like the pages. Vessels are like the cups. And it's interesting because this is often about good news and about positive stuff, where this can be pertain. I wouldn't say to bad news, but challenges on the outside. I think that's kind of the thing. Challenges on the outside. How is that going to affect you or not affect you on the inside? So I think that's part of our exercise, is not to be so easily triggered by what's going on outside of ourselves. And the more in our heart we can be, and the more in presence we can be, the less we're affected by that. So again, all comes down to presence and heart brain coherence, or I should say heart awareness, because there's other practices other than heart brain coherence that can bring you to the same place. And that's basically the maiden of vessels. She got that on her head. Now vessels are about water. Water's about emotions, but it's on her head. So in a way, I could use my imagination a little bit and say that this is symbolic of heart brain coherence, because hearts think, but they think not in an intellectual way, but more in a feeling or an emotional way. By the way, our stomach's also linked to the brain. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'll put this on the not the comments here, but on the what's it called, the community board as well, that I started to do a gut diet, a gut cleansing and building diet. I just started it a little while ago, and it's for leaky gut syndrome, because I've noticed some of my old symptoms, like I haven't had eczema or that kind of stuff for over 8 years, and I've seen signs of it coming back. So I know I need to clear my gut now. I did that through Mind Over Matter, by the way. Just to let you know how powerful we are and how much we really can heal, and how much the powers that be, like the pharmaceutical companies, don't want us to have this knowledge. Every day, I would sit with the reality more real in my mind, which takes a lot of spiritual discipline, by the way. That's why we meditate and we do have spiritual practice. But when I was sitting in meditation, it doesn't matter how much I was itching. My God, the form of eczema that I had, my doctor said, was the worst itch next to a third-degree burn that I experienced for almost 60 years of my life. A lot of mental discipline, but I would sit and I make the reality in my mind that no itching was more real than the physical suffering. And it took 3 years, and it took 2 rounds of doing this diet that I'm doing now. But I did it. No steroids for 8 years, clear skin. But then I got my third bout of COVID. You guys didn't know I had COVID again, did you? Well, I did, but it was business as usual. And I started developing these rashes, these hive-like things on my body that haven't gone away. And I took that as a sign, you need to clean your gut. So I'm doing that. So in this diet, if anybody wants to do this, the important things about that are, since she reminded me with this vessel here, by the way, the most important things is, and I'm vegetarian, so it's easier for meat eaters than vegetarians, by the way. But I'm acquiescing to a degree that I'm drinking bone broth, chicken bone broth, but I'm drinking bone broth. So that's number one. L-glutamine, high dosages of L-glutamine are number two. Probiotic foods are number three. So if you're able to do these things, this is gut food. And if you make your gut stronger and you increase your digestion, that's going to help your brain. That's going to help with your clarity of brain, clarity of mind. And we need that now. And other things that you can do also is eliminate for a while. I'm doing it for a couple of months. You don't have to even do it that long. You might want to eliminate or just slow down on foods that are high in lectins, like grains and legumes. Being a vegetarian is like, okay, I can eat fish now. I can eat I can eat eggs. That's not a legume. Beans are legumes, and that's a protein source. Incidentally, I love veganism. I love the idea of that. I was vegan for years. I'm vegetarian now. But the truth of the matter is that that animal proteins tend to be, and we'll emphasize the word tend to be, more digestible than plant-based proteins. So I was getting a lot of my proteins through tofu, which is definitely out in this diet. Soy is very high in lectin, so that's definitely out. If you want to eat some grains, just no gluten. That's the main thing with that, and that's basically it. So bone broth and L-glutamine, which is an amino acid, are the two most important things for rebuilding your gut, and probiotics and the diet. And and Jody's saying intermittent fasting. Kelly's saying clear liquid. Absolutely, hydration is hard. But they're good for the heart. Yes, thank you for that. I think you're talking about I think you're talking about beans, right? And stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, they're good for the heart. Yeah, I'm not saying that plant-based proteins are bad. I'm just saying that animal-based proteins tend to be more digestible. Um, and I love being vegan, but when I started to go back to some animal products, I actually felt better, and I was doing like a lot of the supplements that you should do if you're on a vegan diet. But that said, if you can do it, that's friendlier for the environment. It's really good for your body if you can do it the right way. Absolutely. Millie's been craving mushrooms. Yeah, all right, mushrooms are really good for you. Yeah. Mhm. All right. Colonics, MDR talk about colonics. Cleaning the colon is also important. So a lot of natural healers will say your colon and your gut are the two most important things to keep clean, especially if you have, like I do, I have a long history of autoimmune issues and inflammatory issues of the body. So these are very important things. Yeah. Beans are good for the heart. Yes, yes, they are. Oh, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but in reality, they may actually be physically good for your heart. But all right, I get it. It was a joke. All right. So anyway, so if anybody wants to do this along with me, you can let us know. Um, let's see what Isis has to say. Every time I pull these cards, I'm hearing Bob Dylan in my mind saying, Isis, oh Isis, you're a mystical child. I don't know if anybody knows his song, Isis. uh, beans, the musical fruit. I love mushrooms too. I'm vegetarian too, like that. So I'm kind of I mean, I don't do a lot of cheese, and usually it's goat cheese, but I do fish, so that's not really a true vegetarian. Mostly salmon, some tuna, and other fish. Mostly salmon. Oh, coconut products, very good for gut restoration also. All kinds of coconut products. That's the other thing that's missing. Yeah, and you rebuild the stomach. That's going to strengthen the brain. Some natural healers call the stomach the second brain, and there's a reason for that. All right. I'm sorry, I'm licking my fingers. That's not the most pleasant look. I apologize for that. Divine Sisterhood. So this is the card that I pulled. Sometimes your message is in the imagery. Sometimes it's in the words. And the words just happen to be community of the spiritual sisters and brotherhood of the light. This also to me feels like connecting with spiritual community. I'm not going to read the meaning. It probably has a different meaning than that. But to me, especially as I'm reading the caption, connecting in a divine brotherhood or sisterhood. Yes, sometimes the group that I work with, the master teachers, I mean, it could be a different group too, but I've heard the reference to the great brotherhood of light. So I like to amend that and say the brotherhood, sisterhood of light, because language has subtle programming cues in it. I don't want everything that I say to be like male dominant or not sexist, but you know what I'm saying. You get that. But here it says divine sisterhood. So this is Isis, the great goddess, right? The community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light. So let's connect with conscious community. Yes. So Millie talking about kombucha, that's good. Josh, I love virgin olive oil. Mushrooms is fungal. Yeah. I don't know if we're talking about magic mushrooms or not, but They have medicinal value also if you're into that as well. But there's a lot of things like trace minerals and a lot of good things in mushrooms. They're very good to eat mushrooms. It's part of a dietary thing. And in fact, thanks for talking about mushroom, because that also is gut restoration food. So mushrooms are also gut food, and some people recommend that if you're working with clearing leaky gut syndrome to eat a lot of mushrooms as well. All right, so I've done my Divine Masters Oracle. So by the way, thank you again, Mr. Floyd, for gifting me these Isis Oracle cards. Thank you, Children's School of Yoga. Doreen, for gifting me this deck of Kyle Gray's called Divine Masters Oracle. So let's get a message here. So I'm doing, it's almost like a modified paleo diet. What I'm doing, no grains or legumes, and I'm not eating meat though, other than fish. I tried to actually eat chicken, a while back, see if I could do that. My body just was like my body just repulsed it. I just got this feeling, this reaction in my body as soon as I took a bite, like no. Kind of the same reaction when I was asking Spirit if I should do an inoculation for a certain pandemic, and it was like, no, no, you don't do that. That's just for me. Yeah, your bodies are different and your choices are different. So anyhow, here we go. Found my card. And my card is Ishtar, and we're coming into Ishtar season. That's the spring, I believe. Easter, Ishtar, inner learning, follow your heart, truth prevails. We got an Ishtar before, or if not, in my own draws, I've tended to pull her a lot. I mean, there's a lot more to Ishtar. Nana is another variation of the goddess Ishtar. I mean, I'm seeing this as kind of like an awakening, like a dawning kind of an energy. Being that we're almost an hour on already, I'm not going to go too deep into reading the meanings, but what do you feel from the card? Maybe one way to look at it, and maybe also along the theme of like the Ten of Swords and the awakening and all that kind of stuff. And then she's got what, 2, 4, 6. She got an octagonal neck piece on, so that's the number of 8 basically. 8 is about law. It's about universal cosmic law, and money and karma are part of that. All right, so anyway, Ishtar is watching over us and guiding us as an ascended being of light and love. All right, so we also have the frequency of the week. I'm going to move on to that. Oh, castor oil. Yes. Edgar Casey swears by that. And it's definitely it definitely has merit. There's definitely evidence that supports that's good for you too. All right. So here we have, I like this one. 15, it's compassion. So here's what this looks like. So there you have that. So you can get, you can just gaze in the center and absorb the frequency that and encompass that into your aura or your auric fields or your energetic fields. And what it says is the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source throughout our heart and into the world. And this very heart chakra, it's very much in that heart-brain coherence connection. That deep blue and violet are the upper chakras. That green is the heart chakra, and green is the central chakra. So the 3 chakras below, or the lower triangle, are our physical chakras, our bodies, our emotions, and our mind. Then the heart is the center, and then the upper chakras are more spiritual chakras. throat, crown, and third eye. So the hearts are the mediator or the joiner of spirit and matter, soul and body and stuff like that. So and we connect with that through the frequency of compassion. Yes, that's one of the master frequencies that Greg Braden, Dr. Bullard, and others talk about why we should do heart brain coherence, because when we tap into that master frequency, we align with the highest vibration of the universe that created everything, and we can work with that to co-create our own reality as well. So there you have that. And I have a medicine card today. So this would be Native American or North American totem animals. So see which one is guiding our week. Well, we got two. Got prairie dog and we got the skunk. Skunk's about reputation. So you keep an eye on your reputation. Be in integrity with everything that you do. So that's skunk medicine. That's not necessarily a negative thing. I mean, we know how to stay away from skunks, right? So it's a heck of a protection energy also, right? With skunks and their spraying, basically. I have to look at prairie dog. I'm not familiar with this totem. So this one I will look up. I mean, she's very playful. I get that. So maybe about playfulness. Let's see what it's saying. 47. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, so, well, it says retreat, which may be just a little bit of a reminder to let you know that we're doing our weekend retreat on August 2nd to 4th in the Catskill Mountains. That's going to be a retreat with the master teachers, an immersion of healing and empowerment. So I'm really looking forward to that. Information will be available if anybody wants more info on that. So prairie dog teaches that strength and inspiration can be found by retreating into the stillness that quiets the mind. The strength of this medicine is also knowing when and how to replenish your life force. Prairie dog medicine people tend to seek self-empowerment in silence and inactivity. I must be a prairie dog person then, where they can access dreams and visions without the intrusion of worldly chaos. When they re-enter the world, they are profound and anchors. All right, so we get the idea. So the message that I'm getting is, with the chaos that's shown and at the outside world and people around us and the uncertainty and fear here, we can find the inner sanctuary through this prairie dog, basically. So anyways, last but not least, Mr. Floyd sees prairie dogs daily. Well, that's the advantage being in Colorado. I see woodchucks, aka groundhogs, fairly regularly. All right, anyways, we got workshops and seminars. So yeah, we're doing a weekend workshop. Very good. Not planned. Your plugs not planned. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to learning and teaching. I just think the message is to be open to learning and teaching. Seek out new teachers. A lot of you have been posting some of your favorite YouTube channels and teachers. Keep doing that, because we're all in that energy. I'm also kind of getting the energy. I don't know if these are mountains or what these are, but I'm kind of seeing almost like these two peaks, and this figure's in the middle with the angel wings around him or her, with their arms open. Get out into nature more. Remember, nature replenishes. We're around Wi-Fi signals, 5G a lot, that affects our energy fields. But just a few minutes in nature and breathing and allowing it to flow through you, allowing the chi, the prana of nature, flow through your breath. Inhale, big inhales, taking all that prana and chi into your heart, into your being. Exhale, releasing stagnant or stuck energy. Just do that, and that nullifies a lot of the negative effects of modern society that we're all subjected to. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys. I think Tuesday, but one of these days this week, we're going to have our full moon forecast live stream whenever the full moon is, I think Saturday, we're doing a channeling with the master teachers and the archangels, and more to come, more to come. And in March, we're going to start doing Thursday uploads again. We've needed to take a break. I honestly got myself very burnt out. I needed to step back a little bit, but also we're building a new website that we can offer free and paid courses through, online courses. I'm real psyched about that. You guys will know very soon about that. There you go. Thank you. And Body, Mind, and Spirit in Raleigh, 3 p.m. yoga meets astrology. Nice card. Yes. And the Children's School of Yoga does yoga and astrology, where yoga meets astrology. So she'll be on whenever. I don't know if it's this month or next month, but the last Sunday every other month we do a new yoga class here with Doreen. So thank you. Have a great week, everybody. I love you.